Okay, rape and incest. So the thing is that it's like exceptions.
Yes.
Like I don't like killing babies except for
Mm-hmm.
if the baby's dad was an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
So rape and incest, what do you think? What does Jesus think?
Okay. So first of all, it's a real thing, right?
And how are women supposed to deal with this
yeah,
if you say no?
yeah, I got you. Yeah, I mean it's a real thing, and I mean, first of all, my heart absolutely breaks when rape occurs just at all. Obviously, I know way too many women who have been and not just know them, but very close with too many women that have been raped or sexually assaulted. So like my heart absolutely breaks. And then if pregnancy it comes out of that, I mean that's just it's like it's compounding, right? I mean you already have one trauma, and then now you're stepping from trauma into oh my gosh, now I'm pregnant, and that's a lot to deal with. That's a lot to take in. And so so when we talk about this, I think it's foolish to jump straight into talking about just about the unborn. Like if that becomes the unborn child, that becomes the only point of conversation, I think we've missed it. So because two people need to be cared for in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
There's rape and incest, or incest. I mean, obviously, so the woman who has been raped needs to be cared for, needs to be supported, needs to be loved. I mean, you hope that she has family and friends that can be there for her and support her and care for her. You hope that she's able to get if she needs counseling to get counseling. I mean all that kind of stuff. And then I think so often it's the questions begin to come. Can I parent this child? Do I want to parent this child? And then of course you get the questions of, do I even want to go through with the pregnancy? Do I want to have a daily reminder of what's happened to me? And obviously the conversation points can really go across the board. You can have some that are like, I just cannot deal with this. I don't want to deal with facing the pregnancy every day, knowing that reminding me of the rape that happened. And then you have others that will, kind of on the very opposite end, that will say at least one thing good came out of this. And in other words, the rape, obviously not good, obviously horrible and horrific, but I have a child, and that, for some people view it that way. And so then of course there's the other part of, well, I'm willing to carry the child through pregnancy, but then I just know I can raise this child for a vast many reasons. And then so adoption is the best option. And so let's put the baby up for adoption. So there's just, I think the woman can be overwhelmed with the amount of things going on. And so my heart goes out to the woman in that situation. And it's like, again, the rape itself is already emotionally, mentally, physically traumatic. Well, abortions can be the same way. And so you don't want to compound trauma on trauma. If you can avoid doing that. Because even those that are for abortions will acknowledge the sense of loss and the emotional part that is tied up with abortions.
Why do you think that is?
I think it's because, for lack of a better phrase, I think it's just a womanly instinct in other words, like there's the cat again. This cat
Maggie, get down.
This cat's all about hanging out with us in these last couple episodes. All right, come on, Kitty. Yep. And I think that I think for women, that motherly instinct kind of kicks in quickly. And so when you lose, when you make the choice to have an abortion and the child's no longer there, I think that for women, it's an emotional thing. It's different than, like, it's, I think, connected to the sense of womanhood, if I'm being honest. A pregnancy is,
So you're saying even if I believe that abortion's okay, I'm still going to have these problems?
It can still be emotional. Sure.
Or a woman would still have these problems?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, they can still be emotional.
And that
absolutely
pro-choice, pro-abortion people believe or think that also?
I think some do.
Okay.
Yeah, especially those that have gone through it.
Okay.
Yeah. And now, I mean, obvious, and some of them keep it. So, and this is kind of the conversation point of where you hear about things, then you actually talk to people, right?
Okay.
And so, like, I'm just going to speak from those I have spoken with, that have had abortions, and like some of them keep, like, there was someone,
people that got aborted
that had abortions. I know people who've had abortions.
Okay.
Yes. So, but
sorry.
Yes. So there's, yeah.
You're not supposed to laugh.
No. So there's one person that I know that, and they kept it as a secret, for between 15 and 20 years, and actually had a couple of abortions during that time, and so kept it as a secret, and they never told anyone. And it just kind of just ate them up over time, And so anyway, all I'm saying is, and they felt very justified and right in doing so at the time. And so I just think that over time, it just,
you feel worse about it?
Emotionally, it can get you.
Okay.
Yeah. And so
back to rape.
But back, yeah. So caring for the woman, but then also caring for that unborn child. And so the unborn child needs love and needs care. And I think that the tension in there becomes, well, if for some people, it's like to love and care for one might mean to remove the other through one lens. Like to love and care for the woman would actually mean to remove the unborn child. But at that point, we're not dealing with just one human life. We're dealing with two human lives. So you say no exceptions. I'm saying in this, for rape, I'm saying, that for those that don't want to, and I get it, those that do not want to raise a child that even though they've been raped, they've had the child, and they want to put that child up for for adoption. Yeah. Put that child up for adoption. I think
you did the thing.
Yeah. Put the child up for adoption. I think that's an honorable thing for that woman to do. Okay. And I do want to debunk one myth.
So aborting a rape baby is dishonorable.
Yeah, but I think it's dishonorable to anytime we kill innocent life.
Okay.
And so, and I think that, I do want to debunk kind of one myth, that I've heard. It's that, so that child, is a product of rape, and then you put the child up for abortion, or excuse me, God Almighty.
Abortion.
You put that child up for adoption, and now that child's going to be put into a foster home and have a crappy life, because, in a foster system, those kind of things. But the reality is that newborns almost always get adopted.
Okay.
There's such a demand for newborns, for adoption purposes. I mean, so you just connect with an adoption agency, they will help you, connect with a family, the mother actually gets to play a part in choosing the family that the baby goes to.
Oh yeah.
And so I think it's a very honorable thing to do. And I think for the woman too, going through it, it can be a sense of even relief for her that she knows that she can help put her child in the best situation she can.
And you think that's good?
Yeah.
After this situation,
I do.
Do you think it's better that would you as pastor, Christian person, rather actual mother raise it, or do you think it's better for
I think it completely depends on the mother.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it's better to put the child up for adoption. I think it's completely the mother's choice. But if the mother chooses to put the child up for adoption, I think it's awesome.
So you're okay with choice?
I'm absolutely okay. I am absolutely okay with the choice of whether the mother's going to keep the child or whether the mother's going to put the child up for adoption.
Okay.
Yes. So, so I don't
put the child up for abortion.
Adoption. And so I think, so for me, I don't, because it all goes back to the fact of viewing and seeing that child as a human being, the unborn as a human being, the embryo, that fetus, whatever it may be, as a human being. And so, and I think I've heard people talk about like as if this is happening all the time, this situation, and even the most gracious stats will tell you this is 1%. And
of what?
Of individuals so individuals that get abortions.
1% of them are because of rape or incest. Okay.
And that's like at the high level. I think it was state of Florida that did a study, and it was over, I think it was like 8. It was a large number of women. And anyway, it came back that it was like 0.14 filed or excuse me, had an abortion because of rape. So it was like 0.14%. So it wasn't even a whole percent. And so I'm not downplaying that it's real, that it happens, and the severity of it. But I'm also saying I don't think we should make, or really like anything, make the extreme, like we shouldn't make that extreme become or be seen as if it's the norm.
Oh, okay.
Because that's simply not the case. And so I think it's, like 2% of children are aborted, quote unquote. 1% due to abortion for like rape kind of thing. And then there's like another like 1% that has to do with, medical abortions. So
of the 2%.
Yeah. No. Of that would comprise the 2%.